What's up, YouTube? So I work with Jason to do something a little bit different. I normally don't get involved in the YouTube video side of things just because my focus is more of the race car and keeping track of the track and kind of getting my work done during the week and then getting the hell out of there, get home. So, but I got a brand new helmet to kind of unveil. You might have seen it in the video. Well, there was no video from Friday night. So yeah, you probably haven't seen it. Some of the people at the racetrack would have seen it Friday night, but that was the first time I got to wear it. But helmets to some race car drivers are like super special to them, and I'm one of them racers. My helmets mean a lot to me, either whether they mean something to me when after I've worn them for a while, or sometimes it's the way they were painted, and we paint them for a reason. Other times they're special because I wore them for a lot of wins or for a special win or whatever. So I'm gonna run through. I think I have 8 here, and from when I started go-kart racing all the way down to the brand new one that Brian Steele from Aggressive Graphics just painted for me. So here we go. All right, so this was my very first painted helmet. We did this one, I was in my sportsman days. I think I might have run it a couple times in my late model, but more than anything, it was the first helmet my cousin had painted for me, CRD Graphics, Casey Monte. Twitch was my high school nickname. I would show up to high school, all riddled out because I had ADHD, and they would screw with me, so I'd be twitching all over the place. So didn't run this one a shit ton. It was more so go-kart racing there at the tail end, and it basically just kind of got me into stock car racing. So first helmet. My main first helmet in late model racing, though, was this guy right here. I actually ran it for a long time before we painted it, and then I got it painted, I don't know, and ran it about another year. Kind of started off putting the DK on the helmet somewhere, and I believe most of these helmets got it on it somewhere. It was also really cool. After I had retired it, I took it. We were watching the Blues a ton back then, and I took it to a meet and greet one of my sisters took me to, and I was able to get it signed by Tarasenko. That's TJ Oshie. I believe Backus is on here. It was really cool. Patrick Berglund actually even put it on and wore it. We got a picture of him with it on. So that was kind of what makes this one so special. And I kind of clean it up every now and then. It stays on the shelf out for viewing with all the signatures and everything on it. This guy right here, it's special because it's got so many damn wins on it. It's kind of crazy. This was the helmet I wore, I believe in 2019 when we won 17 races, and then I wore it the following year when we won, I don't know, 15 races or so. So I wore it a bunch. Casey also painted this one. Aggressive did the decal work on the visor. Casey also painted this one too, by the way. My cousin. So yeah, that's what makes this one so special. I believe we kind of copied a shell shock design on this one with my name running through it, like a Brad Mosen helmet that I really liked, found on Instagram, and I wore this one for a long time, probably the longest one out of anyone that I got here. So the one I didn't wear at all, basically, I only ran it, I don't know, 6 or 7 times. And it's mainly because, it was my first helmet painted by Brian, and the detail work in this thing is absolutely insane. I mean, just there's stuff everywhere. And the main thing with it was my sister got deployed to Afghanistan and was there for a year. And basically, we had this painted for her, basically. So I didn't want to wear it out, and that was their patch for their deployment. I didn't want to wear it out and get it all grungy and nasty. So I only wore this thing a couple times, and it's pretty well just been a memory piece, more or less, for her and her service to our country. So that one means a whole lot to me. This guy wore it for a super long time too. We kind of more or less didn't know what to paint it with. I just wanted something that was a different color than the car, so we did with the blues and kept with the DK. Also, the real cool part about this one, it was kind of like an afterthought, but I had just got my first pug, so we kind of put that in there. I'm a huge pug lover. We got 2 now, Zoe and Ava. Not to forget Ollie, but the pugs are just, they're pretty cool. When you come home upset from work, you just see them goofy ass and you just kind of have a good time again. But yeah, I wore this one mainly all of 20, and then I had 2 of them painted. That's when I started wearing this guy, also painted by Brian. Oh, this one was painted by Casey. We kind of did that one in a shooting an evening, drinking beer. Brian did 2 helmets back to back for me, and 21, I believe. He signed some. Yeah, 21. He painted 2 for me, so I wore one for about a year and a half. It was this guy. The deal was, and I'll kind of show both of them at the same time, they were painted together because this is his helmet. I just wore it. It stays at his shop. He's got kind of a helmet display of everybody that he's ever painted helmets for, which you got to be extremely lucky to get a helmet painted by him. He doesn't do them for really just anybody. But the main purpose of this helmet was kind of a dedication to his business and how it's grown. He put all these logos on the back of here of how basically how his company's adapted and grown and turned into what it is today, which I don't know if you've never been by Aggressive, it's something insane. Also did a kind of a memory of his dog Nitro. Nitro was around for an extremely long time and would be at the shop all the time. He was a Jack Russell Terrier and full of spunk when I met Brian, and man, he lived a long, good life. So I wore this one for a pretty long time, and then I basically gave it to him. I think it was at the end of last year. I gave it to him. It was either the end of last year or the end of 23. I can't remember, or end of 22. But I wore that one for a good while, and then I broke this one out. I've tried not wearing this guy. Again, it was kind of painted as a memory piece to my dad, and that was my favorite type of race car that my dad ever drove. The old ASA, kind of the 80s asphalt late models. They were badass looking pieces, all fabricated. You know, nothing was really bought on them. They were just all built. So Brian hand painted that and then cleared it into the paint. So I've tried not to beat this one up, but it actually, it took a fucking hell of a beating. But still, it actually is getting retired for this new one, and gets put on the shelf. So it'll kind of stay at my house now, kind of look pretty on the shelf. So, and that brings in the brand new guy. I called Brian and I told him I wanted something super, super bright and wanted it to pop and be bright, like just when people saw it and was just like, holy shit, look at that thing. Look at all the detail in it. And that's what he went for. I sent him a picture of Kyle Larson's helmet. And that's kind of where this design, I'm kind of a big Kyle Larson fan. That's kind of a little bit of that, what's going on there. But everything else was just him just freestyling, and it couldn't have turned out any cooler. I mean, even some of the detail work with some of the inlaid graphics that he cleared into the paint, and then the airbrushed American flag. I mean, it's just absolutely insane, some of the artwork that he's got going on this thing. But can't thank Brian enough for getting it done. I know he probably had this thing 6 months. I don't pressure him. That's one of the reasons why he actually paints them for me. I drop them off, and if it takes a year, it takes a year. If it takes 2 years, it takes 2 years, you know. I just kind of let him do his thing. I know he's a busy guy, but sorry, Brian, for knocking that piece off that you had back here, but it got hit with the roll bar when I put it on the first time, and it come flying off. So that's it, guys. Come by the trailer, see it. I normally have them sitting on top of the car if you want to take a peek at it. You see Brian at the racetrack, tell him he's super talented. If you see my cousin Casey at the racetrack, tell him he's super talented. I appreciate them guys more than people know. So that's the lineup, man. They mean a lot to me. It's kind of, I don't know, kind of shows your personality on track, off track. So y'all have a good one.